Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, Editorial Director at TigerFitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Q&A video, guys. Q&A. I'm going to do 4 questions in this video. And originally I've been doing Q&A Saturday videos, but I'm getting so many questions that I'm tending to I'm going to move my channel kind of Q&A focused. I like doing these Q&A videos. I like being able to help you guys out, and it's easier just to take your topics and your questions and make videos than it is to come up with my own stuff on a daily basis. So I'm going to stick with these Q&A videos as long as you guys have questions. When you don't have questions, I'm going to do other crazy random stuff. Guys, if you want your questions featured in a Q&A video, there's a link below. Come on over, post your questions in that Q&A video. I answer every question posted. The best questions I turn into a Q&A video like this. Now, if I answer your questions in a Q&A video, you can receive a free copy of my book, Massive Iron. All you have to do is check out my email, which is linked below. Check out my email link below. Email me, say you want a free copy of my book. I'll send that out to you, no questions asked. So guys, let's get into the questions. 4 questions in this video. Let me get some coffee before I start. The first question's from Jack88. Jack says, big, hairy, ugly dude. That's me. I'm at wit's end and need your help. Until the start of 2015, I've been working hard for 2.5 years at getting a stronger deadlift, but hadn't done any research into technique and therefore was getting a lot of ugly looking rounding throughout my back. This is a common form issue. You're not alone, Jack. Most of the videos I see on YouTube and Instagram when it comes to deadlifting have sloppy form. So that's okay. Everything's a learning process and you're not alone. My New Year's resolution was to fix this, so I educated myself on form, cut the weight down a bit. His previous PR was 478.5, but now that would be considered, with what would be considered good form, I struggle to get over 330 pounds. If I go heavier, my form breaks down and my lower back starts to round. He's discouraged. He wants to know if he should carry on doing what he's doing or just slap on the weight and not worry about it. Look, here's my best advice, Jack. There's something going on with your deadlift form that you don't see, that is causing this lower back rounding when you're pulling. A lot of times, what I really recommend doing is posting your form video from the front view and from a side view with this 330 pounds and posting it in my Q&A video. I can critique your form and really help you. That's the first, and that's really what you need to do right now. But I will say that a lot of guys, when they set up on their deadlift, and this is something to consider, they get that grip and they think about pulling the bar off the ground. They think about tugging the bar off the ground, and that's usually when the hips do this. Whoop, the hips go up like that. When you deadlift, I want you to concentrate not on pulling the bar off the ground, but just envisioning your hands as hooks, and right out of the gate, think about driving your head up or standing up. When you focus on standing up, that is a mechanism, that is a mechanic that your body is good at doing, and it'll help you keep a more upright position. Just focus on standing up, driving your head up, and when you get about 8 inches, 6-8 inches off the ground, focus on driving your hips forward. So when I coach people face to face with a deadlift, I beat something in their head. I say, stand up, hips forward, stand up, hips forward. So I want them to think about that constantly on every rep. Think about standing up and then locking up by driving your hips forward. You can also add to that thinking about clenching your glutes together. When you clench your glutes together, your hips really want to drive forward. So don't think about pulling the bar off the ground. Think about standing up. That'll help your form. get a video up from front view, from side view. Let me take a look at it. There's probably a few form issues you're not seeing even though you've done your research. So help somebody like me help you out. So I hope that helped, Jack. I got another, next question is from Cameron. Got to make sure my big fatty, my El Rey del Mundo, not going out here. Cameron says, thoughts on Lyle McDonald's upper-lower program using the rep goal system. Look, that's a solid program. Any program made by a reputable coach, whether it's Lyle McDonald, Mark Ripito, Jason Blaha, whoever, you can modify these programs to use the rep goal system. All you really do is take the sets and reps. Okay, I don't have the program here in front of me, but let's say it calls for 2 to 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps. You just simply multiply the sets by the number of reps, and that's a good starting rep goal. So say it's 2 sets by 8 reps, you can multiply 2 by 8 and get a rep goal of about 15. And that's a good starting point. If you do 3 sets, by 8 reps, say a program calls for 3 sets by 8 reps, multiply that, you could go with 20 to 25 as your rep goal. It doesn't have to be, your rep goal doesn't have to be in 5, in 5 increments of 5. It doesn't have to be 20 or 25. It could be 24, it could be 23, whatever. There's nothing magical about increments of 5. So yeah, Lyle McDonald's program's a good choice. I think personally, I don't just like working sets without some kind of a focus. So I think turning it into a rep goal system where you're trying to maximize every set, maximize the muscle and strength building process, maximize or auto-regulate progression is a good step. So yeah, it's a good program. Focus on maximizing sets. That's awesome. Turn it into a rep goal system. I'd be happy if you want to, do some math and see what your rep goal, what I think of the rep goals you came up with. I'd be happy to take a look at that. You can post that in the Q&A link below. Sorry, this fat daddy wants to go out on me. I'd be happy to take a look at it, Cameron. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing magical about this calculation. Make adjustments as needed on these rep goals. So if something is 20 or 25 and it doesn't feel right, adjust it up or down as needed for that given exercise. So I hope that helped, Cameron. Next question is from Whatsnext. He says, hey, I'm struggling to lose weight. My main problem is diet adherence. I can't get myself to eat less calories. My body always craves for more. My appetite is out of control. I feel like my stomach is a hole with no end. Any advice? Boy, this is a complicated question. This is something that's difficult to answer in a Q&A. Look, what's next? Here's my main advice. I don't know your eating habits. But I'm going to say, if you feel like you can't stop eating, there are some, I would switch to 100% whole, clean foods for a while. By that I mean meats, vegetables, fruits, quality fats like avocados, olive oil, butter. I would probably be very careful about overeating carbs. Some people are more sensitive to a higher degree of carb intake. So I would probably restrict the carbs, not cut them out, maybe cut them in half or drop 1/3 of your carbs. Focus on eating only whole, clean foods. I don't know where your weight is, but if your weight is normal and your body is craving food, you really have to look at the scale. If you're eating a lot of junk food and gaining weight, obviously that's bad. If you are not gaining weight, and your body's craving food, then eat. Okay, something is going on here. Your body maybe is is craving micronutrients. Maybe you're not getting in enough quality foods. Maybe it's a good idea to alternate your protein sources to cover your bases on micronutrients, beef, chicken, seafood, etc. Alternate your veggies, onions and peppers and potatoes and you know, just get in carrots and mushrooms, get in a wide variety of vegetables each week, spinach, get in a variety of fruits like oranges and apples and blackberries and strawberries, whatever. Get in a variety of quality fat sources, avocado, butter, whatever. You really need to focus on a good quality micronutrient intake. If you switch to 100% whole, clean foods, and you're not overdoing the carbs, I'm not telling you to cut it out, cut all carbs out. I'm not telling you to go low carb or no carb. What I'm telling you is if you switch to 100% clean whole food diet for a while, you're probably not going to gain weight eating in this manner. So that's my best advice. I would make that switch, see what happens, and watch the scale. Let me know what happens, okay? Because this is a very complicated question to answer in a video, and I want to know how things are going for you. So give me some more advice. What's next? What your current height is? What your current weight? What your age is? And maybe we can figure some things out. Last question in this video is from Brandon Humes. Brandon says, Steve, how do you properly brace your core before squats and deadlift? And what core exercises have the most carryover to them? Thanks in advance. When I set up for squats and deads, the first thing I do is I get arm and back tightness. If you don't have arm and back tightness, Brandon, then that chain is, that link in the chain is weak. So if you aren't bracing your arms and your back on squats, the first thing I do when I set up for squats is I lock my arms down. That gives me arm tightness, and then I get that back tightness before I hit depth. So you'll watch me on my squat reps. Before each rep, as I come up, I'll reset, I'll lock my arms, I'll get that back tightness, and then I'll go down. That'll help me keep a lower back tightness as I descend. So that's something you want to focus on. I also take a deep breath and I just lock my core. I lock my core. So I get locked in, then I take my deep breath and I lock my core. When I lock my core, I also focus on having a tight lower back. A tight lower back is not a hyperextended lower back, meaning rounded. Like I don't hyperextend my lower back. You don't want to do that when you're squatting or deadlifting. So you got to focus on those cues before each squat and deadlift rep. A lot of guys don't focus on upper back and upper body tightness on squats and deadlifts. And when that link in that chain is weak, it'll cause everything else to go crazy when you squat and deadlift, and you're going to lose a lot of lower back tightness. So as far as exercises, I recommend exercises that help you keep your core, your body stable when performing them. Things that aren't sit-ups and crunches, things that don't involve spinal flexion, which are exercises like crunches, sit-ups, etc. Do planks, do rolling planks. Look on YouTube for rolling planks if you don't know what they are. Ab wheel rollouts. If you get too good at planks, you can do plank walkouts from a standing position. You can put your hands down and do walkouts. You can do walkbacks. Ab wheel rollouts are a good exercise if you've mastered planks. They become too easy. You can do rollouts, hold for 1 to 5 seconds, roll back up. If those get too easy, you can try ab wheel rollouts from a standing position. Chris Duffin, I believe, powerlifter Chris Duffin has done these. If you get super quality, good at ab wheel rollouts, then do the pause for 1 to 5 seconds at the extended position and then roll yourself back. I want you to focus on those type of core exercises. Those will help with core stability, core strength for the squat and deadlift. So Brandon, I hope that has helped. All right, guys, that's it for this Q&A video. If I answered your question in this Q&A video, you can get a free copy of my book, Massive Iron. There's a Q&A link below, an email link below. You can check out my email. Hit me up, say you want a free copy of my book, and I'll send you a free copy, no questions asked. Guys, if you want your question featured in a Q&A video, head on over to the Q&A. It's linked below. Post up your questions. I'll take the best questions. I'll post them in a Q&A video like this. And I answer every question posted, even if I don't. Guys, if you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate your support. If you want to connect with me on anything from Snapchat to Twitter to Instagram to Facebook to whatever, guys, all that social stuff is linked below. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.